Okay, Steve here, and this will be video 2 in this sequence. Um, so I choose to set up a healing field for, and if you wish for a healing field to be set up for you, then you would state your name. So when I say I choose to set up a healing field for, you just place your name in there, and I'll place my name in there. So this will be a healing field for Steve and others who state their name. And so I ask that um, all of the um, beings that participate in these fields of observational healing all be present. I ask that anyone who watches this, be placed in a field of protection while they do this work. And then I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good, to release and integrate this time. And then I invite all souls affected by this event to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. And I ask that all those souls be placed in a field of protection while they do their work. And upon arrival at the event, I ask the higher self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of the event, gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels and through all space and time. Okay, so whatever it would be of the highest good for you watching this would be in the highest good for you to release and integrate the energies of, that will be happening now. And so what's going to be a little bit different about this is that during this time, and I'm just going to move this slightly and put it slightly closer. I could have moved the chair, but yeah, that seems fine. And so I'm going to do this slightly differently in that I'm going to do a little bit of a visualization. I'm going to be doing the process while I do the visualization. My eyes may close because it can help us to see things. If we're open to seeing them, it can help us to see things kind of on an energy level when our eyes are closed. If you're good at seeing things on an energy level with your eyes open, then you can leave them open. So I'm going to suggest that we each just state out loud, I choose to connect to my deep self. And notice what happens when you do that. Notice if you notice more. Notice if you notice you have more attention or awareness in your body, and where is that awareness? Is that awareness more on the surface? Is that awareness more deeper? So do you feel like you're more at the core of yourself, or do you feel like you're outside yourself looking in? These can be, everyone's going to have a different experience because basically your experience is yours. So I can suggest an experience that you might have, and you then might have that. That would be a little bit called hypnotic induction. If I suggest something like, and right now you're feeling much better. And you go, oh, look at that, I'm feeling much better. Or you go, no, I'm not. So, and how would you know anyway? Anyway, we could do all of that stuff. But words are spells. That's why they call them spelling. When you spell a word, basically words are a spell. They can, they can do lots of things depending on the person's skill with words. And so these words may take you on a bit of a voyage. So the voyage is kind of like there was that movie where that these little people got really tiny and they went inside the body and they had experience of different organs and things. I can't remember what it was called, but there's going to be a little bit of that going on. So we'll just start and then we'll just do this for a few minutes and then we'll stop and then we'll do another little piece of it. So in this part, you're just going to, state out loud, I connect with my deep self. You're going to have an experience of your deep self. You're going to notice if it has an effect on your breathing. If you do things like yawn. If your breathing seems like it goes deeper, or you begin to aware that you're breathing very shallowly. You might be aware, and as the best you can, you keep your awareness inside your spine. So, of course, your spine comes up, goes through a hole in your head called your foramen magnum, and at which point, when it reaches that hole, your spinal cord becomes your brain stem. So, if you think of your brain as a pumpkin, and then you think of that part that's attached to the pumpkin when you get it, it has that little top piece. That would be the brain stem. So your pumpkin would be the brain. That would be your brain stem, that little stalk. And then the rest of the stalk of it that they cut off, but we're not going to cut yours off, but the rest of that stalk would be the spinal cord. So if we take this pumpkin and we turn it upside down and we put it inside your cranium, so we have to make it a small enough pumpkin to fit inside your cranium. And then it has that stem pointing down, and that's the brain stem. And then attached to that is your spinal cord. And that's all the nerves that go down. They don't go all the way down to your lower back. They go down to around the level of your first lumbar, kind of a little bit behind and above your belly button. That's how far the spinal cord goes. And then there's nerves coming off all the way down, and they go out through the vertebra and they supply very organs, tissues. Everything is covered with nerves. I mean, if you took everything away but the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves, you would be identifiable as you. Like if I knew you as you and then all the physicality went away except for the nerve system, you would still kind of look like you because there's nerves everywhere. So it forms, there's nerves for all the skin cells, all the hair cells, all the ear cells, every cell in your body has nerves. That's how many nerves you have. And the nerves carry a vibration. So whatever the vibration is of yourself, what you perceive to be yourself, that vibration goes throughout your nerve system. So if what you perceive to be as yourself is fearful, then that vibration goes through the system and the body responds accordingly to fear, or accordingly to grief, or accordingly to anger. Now there's many more emotions, but those are kind of the big three. And so I guess the big three, but because that'd be the big six. So that would be the 3 on one side and the 3 on the other side, something like that. Okay, that's enough for now. And then we're going to stop this and then we're going to go to video 3. So now must go.